Welcome back. Today we got Jake Ondich on the podcast.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Want to snack on some animal crackers this episode?
Yeah.
Because we're going to talk about how Jake lost 80 pounds in a year. We're going to see if he can resist me eating animal crackers.
Yeah.
See, we still got it.
Does you want to talk about it?
Yeah, let's talk about it. You really kicked ass in life.
So
it's hard.
Going into I will be a sophomore this year at Alabama. But going into the year, I was overweight all of high school, all of middle school. Figured make a change, something I had to do eventually for me. So during the span of freshman year, I lost about 80 pounds or so, just about from beginning of it to the end of it. Kind of a long journey, but it was definitely worth it. Definitely sharpened my mind. So
what do you do to lose it?
I ate really clean. I actually didn't eat much, which is an issue. But I exercised a lot. I moved a lot. I went to the gym 3 months straight without missing a day. Didn't take a rest day. Did basketball at least 2 hours a day in college at our rec we have, and I just stayed consistent with that. And that was the big thing, was being consistent. So yeah.
You change your diet at all?
Yeah. So I would eat a pound of ground beef a day, a little pack of tuna, which is not many people enjoy it, but I ate it. Roommates hated the smell of it. It was nasty. I don't blame them though. And then I drink a lot of water. I tried to every day, and I had one Oreo every night. So
why that one Oreo?
I have a sweet tooth, so that's one thing that I knew I was gonna have. And since I knew I was able to eat it because I wasn't eating too many calories and I was definitely burning it off, I knew I was able to. So there were some days I had it. Some days I didn't. Some days I would just eat fruit. It was dependent on whatever I felt like doing at the time. But yeah, it was in keeping it in reason. You know what I mean? It's not going too much.
What was your top weight that you were at?
Top weight I ever saw on the scale it was 276. Jeez. It was bad. But now
And how do you get that high? What do you do?
Lose control of yourself. I don't know. I was never found it bad to be fat as a kid, and it's not nothing wrong with being fat. But there was something in me that wanted to change. I always saw myself that way, and just figured I needed to change at some point. And since starting a new chapter in my life, going to college, figure why not change then. So yeah, I changed then. Actually, it was probably the best thing I've ever done for myself. A lot more happy. I enjoy life more. Not worried about what other people think as much. So it's definitely helped in all aspects.
You felt that your confidence went really high once you lost all that weight?
To a point, yes. I still have confidence stuff, issues, because I recently lost the weight. It wasn't that long ago. But yeah, there's little things I've noticed already, and I'm sure other things that I will notice.
Do you still see yourself when you look in the mirror? You still see your fat self?
Yes.
And it fucks with you?
That's one thing I go through almost every day, actually. I try not to weigh myself on the scale too much, which I actually do pretty good at. Because at the end of the day, it's just a number. You kind of got to go on how you feel. So nowadays, I just go off how I feel. If I feel I look good, happy, don't weigh myself. I know I'm what I eat. I try to maintain between 190, 200, and I know approximately what I need to eat. So I'm pretty consistent with that. So yeah.
Yeah. Right now, I don't know. When I lost my weight, I lost 40 pounds in a summer. Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I was just totally addicted to looking at my scale, and I just felt like I had face fat, like we talked about before.
Mm-hmm.
What would be your advice to not overthink like that?
You got to realize where you came from. Even for you, like you said, you lost 40 pounds. You got to remember you were at one point 40 pounds more. So if you're looking at yourself now for how you were back then, you'd be a lot more proud than you think. Because at the end of the day, you live in the moment, obviously, but it's at that time it may bother you, but in reality, you would be a lot happier to see yourself like that 40 pounds heavier. You know what I mean? So I deal with the same stuff. You know, it's hard, but at the end of the day, you live once. You do the best you can, and realize if you're doing the best you can, that's all you can ask for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure in Thailand you lost some weight, right?
I lost like probably 20 pounds.
Yeah, just from doing that. I mean, we were hitting the bag earlier, and that was exhausting. You know what I mean? So I'm sure you definitely get good cardio too. Plus, it sharpens your mind. You know what I mean? If you can figure out a way to, if something you're addicted to, let's say, is like looking at the scale every day, and you end up falling into that trap, it's like, oh, this number says I'm fat. In reality, you're not probably fat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's you kind of let a number dictate how you feel. If you can get over simple things like that, it, to a point, it sharpens you, but it also just makes you like understand it's not the end of the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I think other people may see me as fat because I still see myself as the old way, but in reality, I know I'm not. You know what I mean? Just something.
How do you get into that groove of the discipline of playing basketball every single day, eating low calories?
Something clicked. I remember we played basketball at the end of the summer, and I already started to a point doing that stuff, and something clicked inside. I remember wanting the people I was going to meet in college, I wanted them to see me differently than the way people saw me in high school. People saw me in high school and middle school as like tall but overweight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a kid who doesn't have self-confidence, kid who's he's not a happy person. You know what I mean? So something clicked. I knew my life was changing. It's a new chapter in your life. After college, you go into the workforce, your life starts. You know what I mean? So something clicked where I just was like, something needs to change. And so I decided to change it. I'm happy I did. I mean, it's an awesome feeling. You know what I mean?
We could talk about that because my friend, I'm not going to name names, but he's going to college next year, like I am, like a couple of other my friends are, and they want to build a new identity that they had in high school. Did you do that? Like, did you totally change who you were in high school?
In high school itself, no. Like I was myself all throughout high school. But something clicked going into college where I wanted people to see me differently.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking.
However
about.
that clicked, yeah. I mean, something clicked. I don't really know what it is because even now, like it's hard. I can maintain stuff, but to do a whole nother 3 months worth of like crazy dieting and stuff it would really take a lot out of me. So it was something that clicked, but also keep in mind, like that's something you want for your future self. The only person that's going to do it is you. So as much as you want it, you actually got to put in the time. And the 3 months I did it, it honestly wasn't bad. Like I started, first week may have sucked. That happens with a lot of things. Even the
After
gym.
that, your body gets used to it.
Oh yeah, like even the gym, like you get sore. It's like, oh, this sucks. You do a week of it, you're not sore anymore, or you're lightly sore, but you're like enjoying it. I ended up enjoying doing what I did. I enjoy sweating. I enjoy playing sports. It was perfect for me. So
I love cardio. I'm not a big weight guy.
Yeah, especially when we play basketball in the sun.
Yeah,
that'll kill you for sure.
But I heard it when I was in Thailand. I talked to the nutritionist there because I went on a diet. He explained to me that your body's like a machine. You don't want to feed it stuff that it likes. You feed it stuff that it needs, and you feed it stuff your energy. And you don't want to just go crazy, like get a bunch of sweets, because that's not really what you need. It's just a lot of calories for nothing.
Exactly, and it's not healthy either.
Yeah,
that's why all you see, like I know Liver King isn't like the most. He's obviously not natural, I don't think. But he does have a good point. Like natural stuff, you want to feed your body. Same with all the other guys that you see. Like it's all like whole foods and stuff, not processed foods. It's all like clean food, and I found helps my body. I think I'm a lot more energetic off of natural carbs than like chocolate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it, like you said, it just depends on what you put in your body. So,
like right now, I eat steak probably 6 times a week.
I love steak, dude. I could eat red meat any day of the week.
What's your diet right now? Because you said you're trying to stay between 190 and 200.
Yeah. So I don't eat breakfast. I think breakfast is a myth. It's my hot take. I personally don't think I need it. I actually, realistically, I wouldn't eat past 8 or 9, and I don't eat until lunch. So I think you do go through ketosis a little bit because it is a long enough span. So with that, and then like I eat rice or some form of potato with every meal. So these aren't like actual great estimates. I just go off what I saw. But I do like 4 to 5 ounces of rice for like lunch, give me some energy throughout the day, and like a good 8 ounces of protein. And then same thing for dinner, but a little less carbs because I'm not doing much. You know what I mean? And I drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
I find that to help because I know they say water clears
That's
you
big.
out.
No, it's
yeah,
big.
I've noticed I haven't drinking as much water.
Because you feel
recently.
kind of heavy at night, but during the day, during the morning, the next day, you just feel awesome.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I remember for my birthday, which wasn't too long ago, I ended up going to the gym with my friend, and we had a pump from the pictures. And I remember I didn't eat at all before the gym. And I knew I was going to be a little weaker in the gym because I didn't have food in me. But I was the happiest I've ever been in that picture.
Yeah.
I was pumped up and I had abs, and I've never seen abs on me before, ever. So I was pretty stoked for that. But I actually tried. I ordered this protein cookie dough. It wasn't bad. It was pretty good. It was not bad. So I may have to do a little bit more of that.
What's it called?
Twisted Dough.
Twisted Dough?
I think so. It's pretty good. Not a paid sponsor, but
now right now my sweet tooth. Whenever I have a sweet tooth, what I eat is Nick's ice cream.
Ice cream kills. Yeah,
Nick's
I love ice cream.
It's a ice cream like this big, and it has. Well, I get the Reese's version. It's like Reese's peanut butter cup chocolate. It's good.
Yeah,
and it's only like 300 calories.
Really,
and it's only 5 grams of carbs. It's really good. And it's got some protein.
That's good. I know they always say to like match your protein approximately to your body weight. I find that to be really hard because you get really full. You know what I mean? Eating a lot of protein. Like even when I was doing my dieting, my protein, like I had a pound of ground beef a day. It's about 80 grams of protein about. And even that filled me up for the whole day. Like I was not hungry at all.
Because you were used to that. But I feel like now if you had that, you'd still be a little hungry.
Maybe. I mean, you even now, like I before we lifted,
you don't really
I wasn't hungry.
You're a big dude for not eating as much.
It messed up my diet to a point, which is to a point sucks, but I still live life really good, you know. So I'm lucky.
I need to eat a lot. I couldn't do that. I did keto for a good amount to lose that next 10 pounds. I went from 180 to 170, but it's hard to stick with it.
How was that process?
It was hard. I was basically just eating like a carnivore. I was just eating just meat. I was eating breakfast. I was just having bacon, maybe eggs, and then I would have chicken for dinner, and then I would have either fish or steak fish or steak for dinner, and then lunch I would have chicken. But I was just eating a carnivore diet.
Because I've seen people on like YouTube Reels and Instagram Reels who do that. And obviously, I mean, it seems like it's hard. And
basically
those guys
just eat whatever you eat with no sides.
Yeah, those guys are in great shape.
Yeah.
So,
it helped me a lot. It helped me get rid of a lot of body fat.
That's good.
So I started using my fat for energy instead of my carbs.
Do you think it's just dieting? Like when you lost your 40 pounds, obviously you were moving, but do you think you could have done that also just dieting without exercise in a longer period of time?
I could have done it. My dad did it. My dad lost a lot of weight just doing keto.
Really?
And he went from 200, he was probably your weight, and he dropped down to 200.
That's awesome.
And yeah, he did that. But for me, I need to be working out. I'd probably get so bored if I wasn't doing something.
That. Plus, we're younger. We want to keep moving while we can.
The biggest thing to lose weight or gain weight or do whatever your goal is just discipline.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You could want it to a point, but there's some days that you won't want it at all.
I remember there were days when I'd always tell myself growing through a middle school and high school, it's always like, today I'm going to start. And I do good that day. And then the next day I'd be like, junk food. And so once something clicks and it's like, you're committed to it, it's an awesome feeling, but you got to stay committed. Because if you're not committed, you're not going to get there. Same with anything. I mean, look at like baseball players, look at guys in the UFC. They stayed committed. They practice every day. They train every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It takes commitment to do something. So keep that in mind with whatever else you're doing. You know what I mean?
I'm going to say right now, I'm going to go on a beach run Monday through Friday at sunrise. You could hold me to it. Whoever's watching,
I'll hold him to it. He texted me to go. I was too lazy to go. I should have went.
But I'm going to do it Monday through Friday.
Maybe
that's my new goal.
Commit to it.
Yeah.
Sharpens your mind for sure. Makes you stronger in most things, I think.
What's something you added to your daily routine that's been sharpening your mind?
One thing I tried to do on top of just being a better human in terms of what I'm giving myself and how I treat people, I actually got closer with God. I found that for me personally, I found it to help. Now, whatever you believe in is whatever you believe in. I don't hold you against anything. But I find between that and making strides at just doing certain things better, whether it's being nicer to people or trying to stay more consistent with like dieting or like being out in the sun sweating, certain things like that, I found to help. So I'd try to stay pretty close with God and treat people pretty good as best as I can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that makes me a happy person. Seeing other people happy and like them smiling and stuff, it makes me happy at the end of the day because it's like they're not being picked on. Everyone's being treated fair. You know what I mean?
I learned that. So on that topic with you getting happier because you were outside, you found God, all that stuff. I learned that I'm trying to do this therapy company. I learned that all these illnesses, all this stuff, they're not illnesses. They're symptoms. And I feel like all these people have sadness, depression, all this stuff because they're not in the sun, they're not sleeping well, they're not eating well. It's just the basic stuff that everybody needs. Because when you go outside and go to the beach, if you're fortunate enough to live in Florida, or if you get in sunlight or do exercise or just sleep a long time, you just feel so much better.
Oh yeah. I mean, I know like doctors, they always say like drink a gallon of water a day and, you know, sleep 8 hours or whatever. And it's always like, oh yeah, I wish I could, but like if you do, it actually like helps. I've noticed that for sure too. So
you don't drink enough though. We play basketball.
Oh, I don't drink water.
Yeah.
No, there was a time where I did, but you haven't seen it yet. I'll start when I come back from my trip. I'll do that.
Where are you going?
New York. I'll be in New York for a week, seeing some family for the 4th. So that'll be fun.
Got my water with me. I'm refilling it.
I had a little bit earlier, but I may need a graham cracker later. My one sweet for the day.
Yeah.
Want
it right now?
Nah, we'll save it for later. We'll talk. Well, I'll have one later when we're ranting on something.
What's one last thing though that you would tell the people who are watching who want to commit to a goal and just need the motivation to do it?
Try it out. Because at the end of the day, if you don't try it, you're never gonna know. Same thing with anything like food. You didn't know you liked it until you tried it. Not everyone's gonna enjoy doing it, but if it's something you're really committed to and you really want to put forth the effort and you actually mean it, you will do it at some point, even if it's tough and it may seem like you can't do it that day and you do it, it definitely sharpens you mentally and it makes you a stronger person and you understand that you can actually do more than you really think you can. So
was it like fucking with your head when you were trying to lose weight and you didn't see any results for the first couple of days?
No, because I knew it wouldn't happen overnight. I knew I got to the point where it was like, this is going to be progress. It's going to take a good amount of time, just like it took the same amount of time to put it on. It's not going to come off any quicker. You know what I mean? So no, but I also didn't look at myself every day. Like I didn't have a scale in college. I was going.
So you did all this in college?
Yeah.
So you went into college, not the person you wanted to be.
Yes, but I changed. I changed this to a person who I, to a point, want to be. Yes and no. There's certain things.
Did you have motivation? Your friends helping you at all?
Actually, I have a video I can pull up. My best friend Nick from high school. I met him junior year, and there's a video I have, and we're in gym class, and we're both shaking on it, and he points at the camera and he's like, "I'm gonna get Jake skinny by the end of the summer." And obviously, it didn't happen by the end of the summer, but it eventually happened. You know what I mean? And me and him talk about it all the time. And he's proud of me and I'm proud of myself. But it's like, even if you need someone to push you, find that person. Find someone that's going to help you make you better every day. You know what I mean? 1% better every day, it actually does something.
And I'm going to teach you how to fight.
You're going to teach
by
me
the
how
end
to
of
fight.
summer.
Yeah. I need that. I need to be able to not turn my head when something comes at me or get scared.
That's just sparring. You just got to spar like that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I would just say just getting 1% better every day. Find something. Just don't give up on yourself. If you have a dream and you truly want to achieve it, just don't give up. There's always something. Someone obviously is going to be competing with you for that thing as well. You know what I mean? Whether it's you're competing with someone fighting or
the dating show you watch.
Or the dating shows. I mean, those shows are intense, and they don't seem to be that serious, but they really are. So you always got to try to shoot to be your best self at the end of the day, I would say.
All right. So, I like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. From this podcast, I learned that the dedication you need to lose the weight if you want to lose weight, or if you want to have a goal, and every day you won't see progress like one day at a time, but throughout time you'll see the progress that you want to see.
100%.
Yeah, I give you props for basically starving yourself through the process.
Yeah, I mean, once you get used to it, it's not bad. I wouldn't suggest doing it, but it was something that worked for me. I found it worked for me, so I decided to do it. You know what I mean? You got to find something that works for you. I was able to mentally and physically, so I did it. You know, but you got to find what works for you. Definitely.
So, what did you learn from this podcast?
What did I learn?
Biggest takeaway.
It's a good question. I would say to find out who you really are and what you really want to achieve, being able to dedicate yourself to that, whether it's in whatever aspect of life. Doing something that you want to like put time into takes time and is dedication. At the end of the day, if you really mean it, it's going to get better. So whether it's making more friends, going into college like you know, just at the end of the day, people are doing the exact same thing you are. They could be doing it in a different state. They could be doing it. Your neighbor could be doing it. You don't know. You know what I mean? Everyone goes through their own struggles, but if you dedicate yourself to getting over whatever you're trying to do or pushing through or getting better at something, taking the time to do it is definitely going to help. So, yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast and teaching
it was a
me
blast.
And the people who are watching how to commit to a goal and complete it.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.